this was going to be over, but apparently it's not over. There's still more from the Marvel Rivals thing or so. Apparently we have some more screenshots of some Discord leaks. Apparently a little bit more, apparently. So yeah, I just kind of like skimmed through it. Apparently it's like it's actually like other stuff in general. So let's get some context on this real quick, you know. Let's get a recap, shall we?
So yesterday we talked about the Deadpool Creator Cup tournament that was held on January 18th to celebrate the release of Deadpool in Rivals. I'm going to start with a brief recap on this topic for anyone that wants to quickly refresh their memory, but if you don't want the recap, skip to about 3 minutes and 10 seconds into this video, as that's where we get right into the new stuff, and there are some very amusing updates to go over. So we have Kingsman265, who is one of the best pro players in Marvel Rivals, and he was grouped up with a number of toxic female streamers for his team on this tournament. And they all attempted to gang up on him, to smear his reputation, and ultimately to even get him kicked from the tournament, which they succeeded in, because he dared to recommend that one of the women on his team, Zaza, switch off Black Widow. By the way, he was completely justified and correct about that. Because on top of Black Widow generally being one of the worst characters in the game every season, Zaza was also exceptionally terrible at playing Black Widow, as she often...
she is. We did actually watch her gameplay. She definitely 100% got carried into her ranked games. There's no way. The way that how she plays in general is not a high ranking Black Widow player whatsoever. Like just a high ranking in general. I forgot what her ranking is from the original video, but that is not a high ranking gameplay at all.
Times somehow went through the tournament with 0 eliminations and somehow even 0 assists. And she was even saying something about how she wanted to use this opportunity to finally show off her great Widow gameplay or something like that. It's like 0 elims, 0 assists, but she kept refusing to swap, some egotistical nonsense. And it's like, dude, if she's gonna keep refusing, at least pack the rifle up and go melee Widow. Like your aim is so bad that as horrible as melee Widow is, which is even worse than the rifle mode, it still would have been an improvement for her. Like she probably would have had some assists if she would have like dove in there as melee Widow, backing Kingsman up as magic, which is a sentence that should never be said. But that's the reality of her life and how bad she is at this character. Anyways, long story short, these women get all offended at Kingsman, saying like, dude, you should probably swap off Widow. Like, we're gonna lose because of you. Like, please swap. They get all mad. They start playing victim, start trying to cancel Kingsman. They get him kicked from the entire tournament. But then people find out what happened. They start seeing how out of line these women acted. They all start defending Kingsman. These women write damage control nonsense posts that no one believes because it's full of 0 accountability and like attempting to play victim. Cece starts talking about she had this panic attack that no one believed because they saw the clips. And even if she wasn't lying about that, which she probably was, it still of course doesn't justify her actions. Zaza like runs to her boyfriend and has the boyfriend write some Google Doc against Kingsman that she was hyping up, like, oh, everyone will see the truth. That whole thing completely flops, and the boyfriend folds instantly, protects his entire Twitter account. These women lock all the responses on their damage control posts because they're just getting rightfully criticized and no one's believing them. And then I think it's Zaza, she starts saying like, oh, I locked the responses because of the misogyny and the sexism. And it's like, dude, the only comments there were saying like, you're a liar. Like, it's saying like you should have just swapped off. Oh yeah, it's so sexist. So this is to say that they just did the classic thing of like throwing buzzwords out there and taking no accountability at all. Anyways, this recap's taken longer than I expected. It's just too much fun talking about this stuff. I cannot believe how these people acted. Just so pathetic. Anyways, it all worked out really well for Kingsman. His Twitch, his YouTube, everything starts popping off. And he's actually seen more success than ever and probably made so much more money off the ad revenue and donations and subs he's been getting than he ever would have got from that tournament anyways. So in a way, best possible outcome for bro. All right, on to the new stuff. Kingsman just joined Twitter and already has almost 50k followers, but he didn't join for no reason. As he says, hey everyone, I originally wasn't planning on posting this, but the first screenshot kind of messed with my vibes a bit. Obviously joking about how Cece and Zaza were saying like, oh, Kingsman, be quiet, we just want good vibes, blah, blah, blah. And he says, so here it is, linking to his own Google Doc. The entire Google Doc is pretty dang short compared to the Google Docs I've seen from like the VTuber community, which oftentimes people make like dozens of pages of what ends up being nothing burger central. Nevertheless, I'll still point out what I find to be like the highlight areas here. The beginning of this is already pretty hilarious because we instantly
we're just talking about the drama that's been happening the past couple days.
Talking about that whole Google Doc that Kaplunk had made. And some redacted person here talking about getting Kingsman kicked off the team, saying, don't worry, plenty of people in line are just as good. Kingsman, like everybody else, is replaceable. I don't know why this person got redacted though. They definitely seem like they're part of the problem. It seems like Kingsman is not the person who redacted that other user and this was sent to him or something, because he speculates that the redacted person is Cece. He says that he's 99% sure that's Cece, and points out, once again, as we already know, that Kaplunk is Zasa's boyfriend. Then we have some DMs between Cece and Kingsman, but I'm going to skip this because I'm not trying to hear all of Cece's gaslighting. Sucks that Kingsman had to deal with that, but I'm not going to subject myself to that either.
You know, the funny thing about it is, like, there was also, wasn't there like another issue too as well during the Marvel scene in general? Man, there are just some people who are just toxic in general when it comes to multiplayer games.
And short of it though is that this is not good for Cece, and there are some parts that are especially bad for her. For example, where many people are talking about this section saying that,
oh sorry, are you uncomfortable that I'm not taking no for an answer the same way you didn't take no for an answer for an hour, or the fact that the only thing you said to the team was about money? Well, yeah, because it's a competition for money that he is competing for his college, you know? If there's money on the line when a competition is happening, you know, you bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna be sweating my tits off for it.
and Cece never even meant her apology. Well, we already knew that, but you know, here's further evidence backing that up. Cece saying to Kingsman, oh, sorry, are you uncomfortable that I'm taking no for an answer? The same way you didn't take no for an answer for an hour? Or the fact that the only thing you said to the team was about money? Like, seriously, bro? YTF would I want to kick you if I insisted you stay after you said you want to go play ranked? Thanks for throwing me under the frickin' bus and into unlimited harassment for X amount of weeks, if not months. Well, we already know that these people wanted Kingsman kicked from the
you know, Doki Bird might be right, actually. Doki Bird might, they probably ruined their career.
Team. So if she was telling him that, I don't actually want you kicked, again, that was probably her gaslighting. That was probably a lie. Saying one thing to bro, and then behind the scenes acting a completely different way and trying to get him kicked. And then you gotta love the ending there where she's just trying to play victim once again. Like, oh, you're getting me thrown into harassment for weeks or months. Like,
oh,
dude, you're getting rightful criticism, not harassment. And she did this to herself. This is not Kingsman's fault. He's reacting to what you guys did to him. Take some accountability. This is hilarious too. She then says, get your freaking clicks now, all because your own actions got you banned and you can't accept that. Usually I would be mature, but I don't owe you that. If you can't even see how you're in the wrong. You're just a jerk for harassing Zaza for a whole hour and making her upset even after we said to stop. And now I'm getting that harassment 10 times fold. And finally she says, hello, do you have any response? Just like you want 40K, I want some peace of mind for the next time I go live. It gets even crazier though, because then we have some more of these female Marvel rival streamers that, yeah, again, these people came over from Overwatch. And, you know, they bring their pathetic behavior along with them, but their messages get leaked. And here's what they're saying. Some person named Sammy, I should say, says, I'm sorry, I'm already losing brain cells from how stupid this is. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing everything going on today, and since Kaplunk was the one who went to production, I'm not gonna lie, I would be furious with him. He hurt so many careers. Oh my gosh, dude. That's so pathetic. He hurt so many careers. His Google Doc failed, the Google Doc that we all kind of wanted him to write, you know, but it failed, so we're going to blame him now. Dude, unbelievable. Who even is this person anyways? Jesus. And then we have some other random person, Lady Quad, okay. Rank 1 CC defender. Might as well just say, like, #1 biggest loser. And I have no idea what she's talking about anyways. I'm just going to move on to the next part.
I freaking gained 600 followers after making a video showing you as Antichrist. Now I'm gonna have to face reveal tonight. What the hell?
Just, I think it's an example of how fake she is what I get out of this. Oh, it keeps getting worse though. Then this other person, Ashlin, chimes in. Says, it really is, at Cece, at Zaza Stack. Don't let these people try and bully you off the internet. I know it's annoying, but use it as an opportunity to gain favor from people who support you. The parasocials will forget about it in a few days when they move on to the next thing. Basically, it's free ad revenue.
Well, that's I guess that's one way, I guess, of gaining more followers, I guess, quotation marks.
And so then this Rivals streamer Ashlin then starts going off about how Cece is getting too much hate and it's mostly just misogyny. Once again, no it's not. Most of it is justified rightful criticism. Miss us with your buzzwords. No one falls for that nonsense anymore. We're in 2026. And then Ashlin says, everybody deserves empathy. It doesn't matter if you think the person deserves the hate or not. Yeah, where was that energy for Kingsman? They only say this nice stuff when it's like directed to a side that they support. But if it's people they don't support, oh, they're totally fine with them getting hate. People see this stuff, they start directly calling Ashlin out, saying stuff like, isn't this literally Ashlin FPS? LMAO, all these rival women content creators are the same. Holy smokes, they're so terrible. Yo, Ashlin, where's the fake apology dropping? When's the fake apology dropping? Yeah, I'm so disappointed to see this from Ashlin. I thought she was cool, but I guess she sides herself with bullies. Making this even more hilarious is how on January 20th, Ashlin came out with a public statement trying to act neutral, but clearly in a very manipulative way. And behind the scenes, we clearly see that Ashlin was certainly not neutral, very clearly on Cece's side, on Za's.
They're all the same, dude. I collected more details on this drama and I'm willing to give a serious input. My genuine opinion on this is everybody is being cringe. Cece, Kingsman, Zaza, everybody. From a content creator's perspective, nobody was in the right here. The point of a creator tournament is, and then they got community notice that this user has heavily backed Cece and Zaza, defended harassment, and otherwise engaged in various character assassinations against Kingsman, including inventing false allegations that it would be unwise to consider at Ashley FPS, unbiased in any capacity.
Side, which the community note even points out. We'll read that first, then we'll read Ashlin's attempted gaslighting. So the community note reads, this user, Ashlin, was heavily backed by Cece and Zaza, defended harassment, and otherwise engaged in various character assassinations against Kingsman, including inventing false allegations. It would be unwise to consider Ashlin FPS unbiased in any capacity. So yeah, look how manipulative this is from Ashlin FPS. Says, I collected more details on this drama, and I'm willing to give a serious input. My genuine opinion on this is everybody was being cringe. Cece, Kingsman, Zaza, everybody. From a content creator's perspective, nobody was in the right here. The point of a creator tournament is to meet new creators, to network, and grow all of our communities together. This concept was clearly overridden by the prize pool being $40,000. It should have never been this big for this type of tournament, and was a huge oversight. It's too much for a community whose pro scene can hardly even regulate their own emotions. The best thing for everybody to do is to not escalate the situation, learn from it, and move on with life. I feel so sorry for the other teams who have been massively overshadowed by this whole thing. It's not fair. This was truly unfortunate and preventable. And then again, we can see the community note talking about how, yeah, no, Ashlin was heavily backing Cece and Zaza, defended the harassment against Kingsman, tried to character assassinate Kingsman, made up false allegations, and like, this stuff is so ridiculous. Like, I collected more details on this drama, and I'm willing to give a serious input. No, what this really means is like, I've got a slant and I'm trying to hide it, and then like, trying to sway people against Kingsman by acting like everybody was cringe. Nah, Kingsman was in the right.
Yeah.
Ashlin even said like nobody was in the right here. Yeah, no. Once again, Kingsman was. Nice try. And you gotta love the whole thing about, like, people need to calm down. Don't escalate the situation. Just move on. Yeah, these people had no problem with that energy when it was directed at getting Kingsman kicked from the tournament. But as soon as public opinion shifts against their side, oh, suddenly everyone has to calm down, guys. Don't escalate it.
Also, the host also is at fault here at the end of the day, too.
Calm down. There is no escalation even happening. There's people rightfully criticizing how toxic this group of people is, right? That's not escalating, that's just objective fact, and people talking about that fact. And you gotta love this too. Look at this.
Of course.
Ashlin FPS also later on locked the responses on this tweet, just like we saw Cece do on her tweet, just like we saw Zaza do on her tweet. Ashlin FPS doing the same thing after getting responses like this where no one is buying this nonsense, this gaslighting. For example, we have this user Speedy saying, your last post defended Cece, the one who was one of the bullies, but you don't say anything for King the bullied. I think you should sit this one out and not try and sweep away toxicity, but hold people accountable for their actions. Ashlin then posting once again the part that says, I collected more details on this drama and I'm willing to give serious input. We all know that wasn't true though. Speedy pointing that out, saying the quote-unquote serious input should include how King was treated when you post it, because while he was being annoying, it was for a very obvious reason, and bro got treated horribly for it. I don't even think he was being annoying. I think he was completely in the right. But then Ashlin says, The second sentence, my genuine opinion on this is everybody was being cringe. Cece, Kingsman, Zaza, everybody. This only got 14 likes versus Speedy's 3,900 likes. And also there was 139 responses mocking Ashlin for this take and everything going on here before Ashlin once again locked the responses so no one else could say anything on this topic. Another hilarious response that got through before Ashlin locked everything down is this one from Whale that says, "Is this you?" and posting the Discord leak that we read earlier where Ashlin is very clearly siding with Cece and Zaza, this getting 4,100 likes. People even saying, notice how she's replied to all tweets before this screenshot came out, by the way? Yeah. Typical. Similarly, mad how she posted this as her quote-unquote unbiased take, while actually being biased. How can people be this fake? Somehow Ashlin gets even more pathetic after being exposed like this, because then, 11 hours ago, Ashlin says, CC is bad, Kingsman is good. Would you kind souls please stop sending me death threats? This is the exact same slop that we've seen from Cece and Zaza, where they just tried to say like, oh, it's all just like misogyny, sexism, face, blah, 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 whatever else buzzword they want to try to throw out there to deflect from what they're doing and to try to lock responses and justify that, when in reality, they're just scared of the truth and people talking about the truth of the situation. Somehow it still gets worse for Ashlin though. Like, then Ashlin says one of the most down bad things possible, follows that up by saying, since there are so many eyes on this, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I am a trans switch poly unemployed puppy girl who is, dude, reading that out loud. Oh gosh, hearing my voice say that. Oh man, I had to cringe for a second. Excuse me. Let me continue.
These girls specifically are definitely living, you know, like I'm so happy that like now we're kind of like moving, like the society in general is kind of like moving towards a more better, like kind of like a more better outcome now, you know. Yeah, of course you have some crazy stuff that's, you know, that's happening right now with the whole, you know, the thing that's happening in the US in general, right? But people are starting to like wake up now. They're starting to realize that like these kinds of behaviors are just not cool in general, you know. They're finally people are understanding now at this day, you know. These people are just living in that 2019, 2020, 2021, 2020 era of this like this kind of weird, this is just that weird woke ideology.
Is vulnerable and looking for true love. Women only, please. Oh my gosh, dude. Immensely down bad. By the way, going back to this one, I forgot to read the community note. It reads, poster, Ashlin actually sided with Cece and told her to use the situation as free ad revenue. And going back to this tweet from January 20th, the one where Ashlin attempted to seem unbiased and was clearly manipulative, I just noticed that there was another tweet that Ashlin made here that I skipped over. So let's rewind really quickly. So we have the one simp here saying, the people mad at Marvel Rivals toxicity while also going in community note spamming posts with harassment is definitely a choice. It's not even between people involved at this point. Everyone who isn't involved has involved themselves to milk this, which will always look pathetic. Yeah, okay, bro, you're one to talk about what looks pathetic as you refer to community notes as harassment. I mean, get real. And then we have Ashlin responding to that dude saying, I genuinely agree with you. I'm here to slightly milk it because it's part of the game, but yeah, I 100% agree with you. And the responses are absolutely cooking Ashlin. For example, milked it just to gain more haters than followers. I don't know if you know the purpose of milking something, but it's definitely not to make upwards of half the community you want to watch you hate you. And kicking me from your server after I joined to respectfully see both sides and wasn't even trolling is crazy. I thought you wanted to milk it for revenue, but even trying to respectfully disagree with some of your points doesn't matter. LMAO. Other people pointing out the leaked Discord message and saying, this you? About time to quit gaming, you double-faced MF. As we near the latter part of the video, we do have to return to Cece. So do you remember this part of the Google Doc way earlier where we had this redacted person talking about wanting to get Kingsman kicked in collaboration with Kaplunk and that failed Google Doc? And now Kingsman mentioned that he was speculating that that was potentially Cece, saying he was 99% sure that the redacted person was, as mentioned, Cece. Well, Cece responded to that saying, I'm in the middle of class as I see this, but I want to be clear, those DMs with Kaplunk is not with me. I would not know any substitute list. Yes, I know I flamed Kingsman, but I've been trying to apologize since that night. Proof below, I sent it to my friend at first and then had someone else confirm. I was already framed in the video as the person who made the boss call. The video likely referring to the video that Kingsman himself made on his channel that the last time I checked had like 900k views. It's probably well over 1 million now if I had to guess. Anyways, she says, this was confirmed, not me. Basim said Kaplunk messaged staff. I really don't want to be instantly framed for something I didn't do. Again, I have 0 DMs with Kaplunk. I already apologized for my behavior insulting Kingsman. I just want to move on, please. Yeah, you want to move on. I wonder why. It's all going so bad for you. And look, it's not like people are dragging this out. It's been like all of 2 days. And Kingsman just posted new information. Of course, people are still talking about it. Cece also posted some Discord screenshots that she thinks are gonna help her case or something. I don't really know like what she's getting at here. This gets community noted as well, where people point out that the Discord screenshots don't even really match up with what she's saying. And then she just gets ratioed by people in the responses. This user Vonte saying it's already cooked, gang, and posting Kizaru saying maintaining the vibes is our top priority, getting 11,000 likes versus CC's 1,700. Other responses like damage is already done, get off the internet for months and repent.
For the vibes.
We don't care, you got what you deserve for bullying someone who wanted to win and showed passion. This response is crazy. 6,800 likes saying, careful y'all, she's gonna have another panic attack. And this user saying, dang, that's tough. Probably meant to say rough, and showing infinity mice. Now, I posted a pinned comment in my video yesterday talking about this because this happened after I made my video. But yeah, Cece's already been losing sponsorships. For example, Infinity Mice here that said that they're going separate ways from Cece. They're no longer gonna have a partnership with her going forward. Cece...
Oh, and she's losing sponsorships and partnerships? Man, dude. Man, that is a shitty thing to have, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Pry. Good lord, dude. Imagine that, dude.
Then has the bright idea to make one last response, quote tweeting her.
You know the funny thing? You want to know the funny thing about this? Like all these other big streamers are crashing and burning. And the funny thing about it is that, like, you know, we're, like, specifically us, right? I'm just gonna say this in perspective of us. We're not growing anything like crazy or anything like that, right? But it's funny to see all these big streamers just coming, burning and crashing down and destroying their career, and we're just here just minding our own business, just kind of like looking up or so, like these towers basically crashing down and everything. We're here with like the mom and pop shop over here, and we're just like, damn, that's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's like we're gonna get popular eventually, but like we're still gonna be in our mom and pop shop, you know, but because like them specifically destroyed their own careers and the whole entire thing came down now. So everything that they worked up for is coming crashing down now. Hope it was worth the vibes. You have to do it for the vibes, right? You got to do it for the vibes, right?
Self in the tweet that we just read. And she says this time, emotions are high and I've learned when to step away. If a response ends up necessary, I'll make one. Please react how you see fit to me being a jerk. I know I deserve the same treatment I dish out. I am not the person in the screenshot with Kaplunk. I was not the one who reported Kingsman. My apology the day before includes all of my behavior. I have not been online since, and I've been holding myself accountable. I will continue to do so. Needless to say, as you can already expect, people aren't buying this either. Saying things like, you were acting like the boss, talking about Greenland though. Y'all should be banned from any future tournaments, no BS. Y'all really just want this stuff to pass over and be forgotten about, but I hope it doesn't. Furthermore, just the other day, she had a completely different tune, trying to act like this would actually be really good for her career, and she can totally farm this drama. It's gonna be great for her.
Honestly, I'm not a drama farmer, but then I saw everyone drama farming on Marvel Rivals, and I was like, let me make some money too, bro. Let me get some viewership too. Loki, this is my chance. I was always thinking, you know, when people like get canceled and then they pop off on views, like they stay relevant by getting in drama. Like let me farm for once in my freaking 6 years of content creation.
Which
Oh, wow. Can I like, is it CC FPS? Is that her Twitch name? Let me see. Hold on. All right, let's take a look. Shout, Jesus fucking, oh my god, dude. She's been doing this for 6 years for content creating? God damn, dude. That is freaking wild to see that. Let me see, hold on. Hold on, let me see, hold on. What is her Twitch? What is her Twitch? Oh, okay, I see. Hold on. We're gonna take a look at numbers. We're looking at numbers now. Oh, that could be. Actually, no, probably not, actually. Actually, where the hell are they at, actually? Wait a second, hold on a second. I was like, what? Wait a second. Hold up a second. Okay. Go to Google. Interesting, because I can't find it on the Twitch tracker. Can I see this real quick? This is the same channel, right? Yeah. This is okay. This is the same channel. Okay. Why can I not find this channel? Why can we not find this channel here? Oh, there we go. There we go. We found it. We found it. Okay. She's gonna farm for the views, chat. She's gonna farm for the views. The Marvel Rivals thing, and then this is the response afterwards, I think. What, the 22nd? Yeah, this is today. So she just said this today. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess she is going to start farming it. She literally is going to become a new freaking Pokimane. She's going to become the new Pokimane. Well, there you go. She's going to farm you bozos, you know?
Which takes us to a little bit of a rewind. I should have mentioned this yesterday in my coverage. My bad for not including this, but we'll talk about this really quick. This is hilarious. So she did end up doing that farming by posting this video 4 days ago titled "The Truth Behind the $40,000 Tournament." And this is one of the most immense ratios on YouTube.com, because this video apparently has 1,020 likes versus 51,050 dislikes,
Jesus
as well as
Christ.
51,448 comments. Making it even more hilarious is that just for her apology video, she decided to suddenly go as a PNG tuber for the apology. So what is she doing here? She wants to be taken seriously with her manipulations, right? But then she's still like gonna suddenly not show herself on camera after she's been doing that for years. And during her explanation, she's gonna go PNG tuber mode. I don't know how she thought that was a good idea. She's insanely out of touch. Not just that, but look what people are saying here in the responses, just overtly calling her out, and rightfully so. Stuff like, "Jarvis, make my voice higher so I sound innocent," and "Did you make your voice higher in pitch to sound more innocent?" LMAO. Like, dude is just laughing. This one saying, "Voice changer plus PNG tuber avatar to make you look innocent" is wild. So yeah, it's just unthinkable. This whole thing is unthinkable. The way these people operated. This entire thing. It's like, it was already terrible to begin with, and somehow
playing devil's advocate, but her high voice, but her high voice here may just be phone voice because it's a vid, not a live stream.
they kept making it
She has a microphone. Just saying, you know.
even worse. How do you even act that pathetically. It's actually insane. You know what? It's kind of impressive in a way, but for all the wrong reasons. The final person in this situation that we have an update on is Luciyasa, who you might recall was Kingsman's duo partner for a while as Bro was kindly carrying her. But as soon as she thought the public opinion was going to be against Kingsman and these other women were teaming up against him near the beginning of this whole situation, Luciyasa decided to throw Kingsman under the bus and stab Bro in the back. Well, now she's doubling down.
Wait. So she's the duet partner of Kingsman? That's fucking wild to see that. That's crazy.
I did what I did and why I said what I said. I did do it at wrong times, I do admit. But in regards to me telling him to shut the f up, that is the only thing I think I am 100% justified in, because Zaza said you're making me feel like shit. When somebody on your team is like saying that, I'm immediately just put off. And yeah, I don't know.
Because she is shit. I'm like, brother, she went 0. She had like no kills. What are we talking about here? Like, she had like 0 kills, and all he did was just ask her to change characters because they have a dive comp and they're diving you. The not you, but like as in like the Black Widow. I don't. It's like, bro, these are like, I know for a fact this Black Widow person who is she's supposed to be a quote unquote high ranking player. She does not play as a high ranked character. We've seen her gameplay. It's terrible. Okay, she was legit dead weight. Yeah, exactly. She was dead weight. Even I would fucking call her out. I'd be like, bro, I need you to change characters. You are dying too much. You are contributing nothing to the team. Can you please change somebody? I need to play Marvel Rivals and I could do a better job. Anybody in this entire chat room can do a better job than her, to be honest. Like, honestly.
That's the only time I'm only gonna like defend that specific moment. Thank you, the plug for the Prime.
And as this user points out, how come Kingsman's feelings weren't put into consideration then? They literally doubled down and tag teamed him, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's just double standards, you know. She and these other women have said one thing,
they're gonna try to milk
but then they operate in a completely different way. They're fine with Kingsman getting harassed by them and getting kicked from the tournament, but then when they get criticized for that, suddenly they want to act like they're the victims and Kingsman's out of line and everyone criticizing them is out of line too. Another top response that is just facts. This one says, not to be that guy, but imagine, just imagine, if Kingsman said to shut the frick up to any of them, just like, what was this person's name again? Luciyasa, right? Just like Luciyasa said in that clip that she apparently said that to him, right? She told him to shut the frick up. Yeah, he didn't act like that towards them. He was just pointing out issues in the gameplay and recommending a switch.
Yep.
Which for the millionth time
they're not taking accountability whatsoever.
But yeah, if he would have said the same stuff that they were saying to him, if he would have said
the worst part about it, now, you know, a lot of people have been hating on women now in video games because of this issue specifically. Trust me, there's a lot of girls who already understand that literally Kingsman is the one in the right. You know, some of us can get on the same level of toxicity as some of the guys do, right? When, you know, we're calling out shit and whatnot, right? But like specifically this in general, the funny thing about it is that he told you to change characters because number one, you know, you're not contributing anything to the team, you're dead weight, you're 0 and 5, you have 200 ping, and you're sniping with a character at 200 ping. Who snipes at 200 ping? That's because people finally seeing the women can be just as toxic as men and sometimes worse. No, 100% it can. Like I said, I've hanged out with like VR chat females, like 100%. The girls that I've hanged out with are fucking toxic as shit. You know, the only thing I say personally is like, you know, to my teammates is like, hey, you know, get your vagina, you know, stop being a bunch of vaginas, you know, get on the objective and everything, you know. But you see me like always try to get onto the objective or try to stay at least in front of the objective to try to like hold down sight lines and everything. But that's kind of like basically it. That's all I basically do. But I'll never stoop to this low personally when it comes to that. Because at the end of the day, right, you're entering into a competition, right, for 40 grand, right? Literally $40,000 is on the line. You know for a fact, you know, you want to go for it. You know, you're going for number one, or at least try to go to number one anyways. You're going to try your damn hardest to go at least to the maximum. I know for a fact this person who's a widow, Black Widow player or so is not a high ranking person. Some of these girls 100% got carried to their high ranking games. If money's on the line, you damn well everyone is gonna play as grimy as it gets. Yeah, they're gonna push their fucking gaming skills to the limit or so. Even I've done it multiple times. I've pushed my shit to the limit or so, you know?
Stuff to them, oh, they would have flipped out about it. You sure know they would. We'll close with another wholesome update about Kingsman. Says Kingsman on live just said Marvel devs just gave him units to buy magic skins. Awesome to see from the dev team.
Damn, are you serious? Oh my damn, man. His life definitely has changed for the better now, to be honest.
Hold on, I gotta reply to my DMs real quick.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Bro, the Marvel Rivals devs just gave me units so I can purchase magic skins. No way. There's no way that is real. Wait, I gotta hide.
Look at the chat. Don't ruin the vibes. It's been proven. Look at esports. Look at esports tournaments. Exactly.
No way.
Making it even crazier is how,
congratulations on him, to be
NetEase
honest.
is a Chinese-based company. So this news potentially making its way to China,
That's fucking
and
wild
like the
to see
devs finding
that.
out about it, taking
China.
action. You know, it's crazy. Maybe it was a part of like one of their like Western employees or something that's supposed to reach out to like the English side of creators. I have no idea how that all went down. I'm not gonna keep speculating. I got no idea.
I'm glad he's getting
But this
justice
is to
for
say,
it,
like,
to be
huge
honest.
dub
Not
for
gonna lie.
Kingsman,
I
huge dub
really
for
am
Marvel
glad for
Rivals.
him.
Huge L for those losers that were all mad and like trying to throw dude under the bus, get him kicked and all that. It backfired on them so much. It's hilarious. Let me know what you think about all the stuff in the comments. As always, thank you for tuning in. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, it's crazy though. Honestly, I can't believe there's still more to it, dude. I was not expecting it. I'd be like, okay, we kind of talked about it.
yesterday we
Well,
talked-
Actually, to be honest, you know, we say that, but I can't believe they still kept talking about it. They're still doubling down and tripling down. The girl from this clip specifically is like, oh, I don't care. I admit what I said or so, you know. And it's just kind of like, oh, dude, you're just making it worse. You're just making it worse, man. Fuck, man. Now I'm gonna start getting harassment and death threats now if I start playing Marvel Rivals now, you know, or any other FPS now, and they hear my voice and everything. I'm like, fuck, man. Shit, man. It's over, chat. It's over. It's time to convert to a 50-year-old man from Ghana already now. So, yep. My catchphrase all the time. A la puta madre. Yeah, Ko, get back to the kitchen. I'm gonna put your mom in the kitchen is what I'm gonna do, okay? Alright? Fucking it, dude. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It fucking does suck, dude. It's just kind of like, man, dude. It just only takes a few people to ruin it for everyone else at the end of the day. But, hey. It is what it is. You get used to it after a while anyway, so I grew up in Call of Duty lobby, so nothing like this ever, you know, deters me at the end of the day. So, you know what proves them wrong? It's just showing your skills at the end of the day to them. For the vibes. Right. For the vibes. That's gonna be a meme. That's definitely gonna be a meme in the Marvel community 100%. It's all for the vibes, guys. It's just all for the vibes, you know? I'm just here for the vibes in general. Hey, Kami. Make sure to check your vibes before going into the kitchen. Okay. Alright, buddy. Upping the numbers for the vibes. Let's up those numbers is another meme. Fucking now we have the vibes or so is now the new meme. Now my question is, like, you know, what's gonna happen next in February? You know, what's the big thing that's gonna happen? What a great way to start the year, you know? It's time to go demon time. Yeah, demon time. Jesus Christ. Right time to make the vibe meme. Oh my lord, you guys are ridiculous now.